For today's recipe, we're going to use sugar-free shortbread cookies, sugar-free Cool Whip, heavy whipping cream, unsweetened vanilla almond milk, sugar-free vanilla icing, sugar-free vanilla pudding, sugar-free yellow cake, bananas, milk, regular vanilla icing, regular Cool Whip. This one is extra creamy, banana cream pudding mix, regular yellow cake mix, vanilla wafers. Hey foodies, welcome to Foodie Friday. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Keisha and I welcome you. This is my channel, Lakisha Keene Saving Greens. And you guys, today we are gonna make some delicious banana pudding filled cupcakes. Now, as many of you may know already, my husband is type 2 diabetic. And so I went through a lot of trial and error trying to figure out how I can make some of his favorite desserts sugar-free or with as least amount of sugar as possible. One of his favorite things to eat is banana pudding. So I tried and I finally got a really good sugar-free pudding recipe that I use for this. Now, I say sugar-free, I should say no sugar added because there are natural sugars contained in the bananas, but that's the only sugars that's in here. Everything else is zero sugar with using sugar substitute. So anyways, and then also I'm going to make regular banana pudding cupcakes for everybody else. So he gets to have a whole bunch of these for himself and everybody else get to share these. Now you guys, in my opening part of my video, I did not show you, you will need some oil and some eggs for the cake batter. That's all I forgot. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that so that you don't get into it and then you're like, wait a minute. How are we supposed to cook these cakes? And I do know how to make banana pudding from scratch. And when I make my regular recipe of banana pudding, it's not like this. I'm just trying to keep some of the recipes that I'm sharing with you guys as quick and no fuss and easy and still delicious, that you can make this at any time. I will eventually one day post up how I make my regular banana pudding and share that with you guys, but that's gonna be in another video. So this is what we're tackling today. And hopefully everything will work out good. As always, it always happens when I'm trying to cook something for you guys, something goes wrong, and I don't always share it with you what goes wrong. So I'm hoping that things go all right with this one. So let's get this going. So first, I'm gonna do the regular cake mix in this bowl, and all sugar-free stuff is gonna be done in this bowl, in the white bowl, so that I can keep it straight in my head and clear. And so I'm gonna start the regular cake mix first. And I'm just gonna follow the directions that's on the box. All right, so it says I need to do a cup of water and a half a cup of vegetable oil. And then I need to do 3 eggs. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this all up. Now I'm gonna trade places with these balls. And I'm gonna do the sugar-free cake mix. And once again, I'm just gonna follow the directions that's on the box for this cake mix now. It's pretty much the same. Cup of water and a 1/3 cup oil. And 3 eggs. Okay, so now I'm gonna give this a mix. Okay, so now that I have both of these ready, I'm gonna get started with putting the cake batter in the cupcake cup and get it ready to put in the oven, which I already have the oven preheating at 325. Now you guys, I was trying to see if I could find some cups, and I know there's some that you can buy them in different colors and patterns and stuff, but I only had this color in my cabinet, so I'm gonna mark this in a different way so we don't get these confused, because I'm gonna cook them side by side, sugar-free and regular, side by side in the oven. Okay, so first the sugar-free ones I'm gonna do on this one side here. And I'm filling these cups probably about halfway, a little more than halfway. I'd say they're probably about 3/4 of the way full. And just so I'll know that this is the side that is the sugar-free side, I'm gonna put a little cake batter, a couple of dabs right there. And if I waste any on this side, then I'm just gonna keep it clean. So I am going to make sure that all of these parts that I spilled outside here are picked up. Now the only side that has spills is the sugar-free side. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and place this into the oven so that this can start baking. And while it's baking, then we will get started on the pudding filling. Okay, so I got a couple of bananas here that I'm gonna use in with the pudding mix with the sugar-free one. Now, that part I could eliminate if I'm trying to keep minimal sugars. I can just put slices, a couple of slices of banana on top. But I wanted to have the banana flavoring. My daughter made some banana pudding over Thanksgiving holiday, and she actually used banana extract. It worked out beautifully. It was all really good. Okay, I had to change out the bowl because I gotta keep them separate. I don't have anything here with me right now to distinguish the two of these, so I did it this way. Okay, so this bowl is the regular. It's gonna be the regular pudding mix in this bowl. So let me get that started. And we're gonna use regular milk, and I'm just gonna follow the directions on the box, which is 2 cups, I believe. Yeah, 2 cups of milk. I'm using low-fat milk. You can use whichever milk you choose. Okay. And all I'm gonna do is pour this in and mix it all together at the same time. Okay, and I'm just gonna set this aside for right now. Okay, you guys, so these bananas are really extra ripe. Okay, so I put these bananas in here. I'm just gonna mash them up a little bit. And this is just so we can have the banana flavor, because the sugar-free pudding is vanilla. It's the only one I could find. Every time I try and do this, I can only find the vanilla sugar-free pudding. I'm sure they have banana sugar-free pudding somewhere in this world, but not at my Walmart. So I'm just gonna flavor it with this banana, and it'll work just fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this mixer, and I'm gonna get this all nice and mixed in, mixed up, mixed together. Okay, and that's how that looks. Now I'm going to add in the sugar-free pudding mix and milk. So we're going to use 1 cup heavy whipping cream. I don't know if you guys knew this, but when my husband was diagnosed with diabetes, I started paying attention to a lot of labels for sugar. And milk has a really high content of sugar. It's 15 grams in that low-fat milk of sugar per serving. This heavy cream, I discovered, has no sugar, absolutely no sugar in it, which is great. And then the almond milk is no sugar. The heavy whipping cream is what's gonna help give texture and body to this pudding that I'm making. Because if I tried to use just almond milk by itself, I would have to find some other thickening agent to use with it. And so I found that just using the heavy whipping cream is good enough. I am going to use a cup. Okay, and now I'm going to use a cup of almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. Okay, and I'm just gonna blend all this together. Okay, so make sure when you're mixing this that you don't over mix it or mix it too much, because heavy whipping cream, if you mix it with a mixer, it's gonna turn into one of a few things. It's either gonna get to turn into like whipped cream, like whipped topping, or butter. So you gotta make sure you don't do too much agitation to it. So I'm just gonna set these both into the refrigerator so that once my cupcakes, which are smelling so good right now, once they cool and are ready to fill, then we can add this to it. So as you can see, these cupcakes turned out pretty good. And you can see where I marked this side for the sugar-free ones, but you can actually see a difference in the coloring of these. I set those aside so that they can cool down, and we have the last step of our pudding process here to do. We have to add the Cool Whip. And you guys, we're not gonna add the whole thing, just half. This is the regular one, the extra creamy. So I'm just gonna fold this in. Okay, so that one is all folded in and done. Now for the sugar-free one. And with this one, we're gonna do the same, only take about half. Okay, and then that's how that one looks. So I'm gonna stick these back in the refrigerator and let them finish setting while my cupcakes are cooling off. And then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so these cooled down enough so that I can handle them. And I'm gonna show you how I cut the holes out of the center of these so that we can put the pudding in. All I do is angle my knife a little bit and go in a circle, and you gotta leave some rim on the cupcake. But that's how I do it. And the best part about this is I can eat these like this, but I like to save them until after. There's usually some pudding left over, and so I use these to sop up the leftover pudding. I'll show you on another one. Angle your knife and just go around in a circle. And then pull that right on out. And there's your pocket for your pudding. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of these. Okay, so now it's time for me to fill these cupcakes. In the meantime, I got another batch of cupcakes going on in the oven there, so we can just keep this rolling. So this side is the sugar-free, and this side is regular. And I can tell because of the difference in color that I pointed out to you guys before. So this is for the regular ones. How can I do this? I'll just pick this one up and bring it a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully not make a mess of it. So I'm just gonna put a dollop of pudding into this cupcake. Kind of tap it down in because I still want to have room on top for the icing to go. So I don't want it all sloppy and hanging over like this. Okay, I'm gonna do another one for you. And just push it down in there like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna do all the rest of these. Okay, so now that these are all filled, I am going to add a slice of banana on top of each one. Ooh, well, I guess that one is going to be in that one. That's not what I had planned. So I'll just take these slices and just lay it right across the top, like so. It doesn't really serve any particular purpose. It just makes it where there is a solid something that the icing will be sitting on top of. Now I have to get the icing part prepared. So let me get that stuff put together so that I can show you what I do with that. Okay, so now I'm gonna put together this icing. What I like to do is I like to take some of the Cool Whip and some of the icing and blend it together, whip it up together. And then I take a little baggie and I put some of the icing in there because I don't have a pipe. Well, I do have a piping bag, but I haven't seen it in years. So I've just used a little baggie, cut the corner, and then put my icing on. So that's what I'm gonna do for you right now. Okay, so I just cut that little corner off, and this is for my regular sugar ones. Hold it up here for you guys to see. So right around that banana, and like so. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna do that to all of these. And I'm gonna do the sugar-free ones as well. Now the reason why I like to add a little Cool Whip to my icing like this is because it gives it more of a lighter flavor or a lighter texture to me, and the flavor is not as, I don't know, it just tastes different. It tastes better to me than just straight icing. For some reason, straight icing just tastes like the chemicals they put in it. And I wanted to make homemade like buttercream icing or something, but I just, and I could do that on a later day for a different recipe, but I just want to show you guys the easy way of doing this, so that when you have an occasion or something and you don't want to waste a lot of time in the kitchen, then you can easily whip this up. Okay, so I'm gonna get busy doing the rest of these, putting the icing on the rest of these, and I will show you when I'm finished. Okay, so I got the icing on these, and I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna top these off with the vanilla wafers and with the sugar-free shortbread cookies. You guys, you can decorate these however you want. It's completely up to you. And I like to add just a little sprinkle of ground cinnamon on these, just for decoration. Just to look pretty, just a light dusting. And then what I do is I'll take some banana slices and I'll add a banana slice on top. Like so. And then I'll stick a cookie in it. This is what I have for these. And I'll do that to all of them so that they're all covered. And with these shortbread cookies, they're huge. So you see how big that is? So I usually just break them. I'll break them in half and stick them on where they can fit, and then add a banana piece to it. So it'll look like this. And you guys, that is it. That's what I do. So I am going to take my time and finish doing up the rest of these. But first, you know what time it is. It is time to taste one. I am going to taste one of these cupcakes for you and let you know what I think about it. And so we can see how the filling looks on the inside. So let's see. Okay, look at that. The pudding is down in there and it tastes good. It's a little messy, but ooh, it's so good. You guys, I got it all over my face and everything. It tastes like banana pudding, which is so much better because it's on this cake. So you guys, you have to try this recipe. I tried to explain it to you as best I could so that you would be able to make this on your own. I tried to keep all the ingredients really simple, and at least as simple as I could, and keep all the flavor in it. And you guys, it's just heavenly. You guys, after I watched my last video, I saw all my gray hairs up here. I had to go and do something about that because I had said what my age is, but I saw them gray hairs. I was like, you know what? Let me get rid of those. So that's funny. If you guys hadn't seen that video, my previous video, go back and look at it. It's the tea video, the Tea Tuesday video. I couldn't stand seeing all them grays. You know, sometimes we are our worst critics, our toughest critics too. So anyways, you guys, I tried to keep it real quick and simple and easy for you. Anybody can make these. And people will think that you worked all day in the kitchen, that you slaved away just for them. And they'll feel the love coming from you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, then I encourage you to do that. I have more videos, more recipes, so you don't want to miss any of them. And as always, you guys, God bless.